One time I went to a dance in Santa Barbara, and Tilly and her sister happened to be there, and the cousin was there. So I asked the cousin, "Who's the youngest?" He said, "Tilly." So I went for Tilly. And so after that, then I knew her for about a year. I was afraid to ask her to be my girl because I was afraid she would say no. So after a year, I finally got courage and I asked her, and she said, okay. It's okay. So anyway, we went for about 4 years, and during that time, Tilly's family would go up north and up here and harvest the crops. And at one time, Tilly and three of her sisters stayed in Ventura County. They were growing up. Tilly left school after the 8th grade. She came from a poor family, and she didn't have any money to buy clothes with. So she started working at a very early age. And because of that, the fact that she couldn't afford to go to high school, she didn't get much schooling, but later in life she did. But then, after we've been going for so long, we decided to marry. So in those days, you still went to ask for your bride's hand to the parents. So I asked the parents if we could marry. And so they said, yes, after a while, they said, they never say right away, come back in a week or so. So I said they would. So we got married. We got married, and Judy has been pretty independent because, when she was living with her sisters and no parents or anything like that. And I had been pretty independent myself because my parents never cared much about me, and they never paid any attention to me. So I was pretty wild kid in my teen years. And then when I met Tilly, I settled down because I didn't want to lose her. So then, then we got married, and then for the first couple of years, maybe not that long, we would argue. And then I decided that I could never win an argument with Tilly. Absolutely never. And so I started arguing with her. And I just saw something recently on Facebook. Somebody put a joke on there, said, below 12 reasons how you can win an argument from a woman. And the page down below was blank. Forget it. So after that, we never really argued, and sometimes we had differences, but as far as deep arguments, and so I seldom ever criticized Tilly. I don't want to hurt her feelings. I never criticize her. If something comes up, we'll talk about it. I never, really criticize her. And I try to be, as good as I can to give her good life. And that's what we've lasted so long that we get along fairly well. These days, she gets impatient with me because I'm hard of hearing. And if I'm hard of hearing, she tells me something, she has to raise her foot. Okay, Tilly. But anyway, the thing that, through all the years that I was growing up, Tilly was very attractive since she was very young. And I was, not a bad looking guy myself. So, there were a lot of guys, there's a priest that was in Santa Paula said that when Tilly went to a dance, all the men wanted to dance with her. And, I don't know where he picked that up. And
the priest said that? Maybe he heard it in confessional. Forgive me, Father, I've sinned.
I always heard people tell me, that so-and-so likes you, and so-and-so likes you, and that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking about you guys at your age right now. You're very attractive, both of you. You are very active, so you draw attention from a lot of kids, boys and girls, and they look at you and they like bad, not bad. And so a lot of times people get tempted to, step on their boyfriend, step out of their girlfriend or boyfriend, like that. And that's suicide, it's crazy. So you really have to be deeply committed, and you know, when you think, I think about my religion, which is very important to Tilly and I. We were both raised Catholics from very early on. And when I think about the Ten Commandments that God gave Moses, you know, that's the key to good living. It warns you about all different things, important things in life that you should be aware at all times. If you do that, you know, even if you're not a religious person, if you follow those commandments, it'll help you live a good life because it tells you very key things, very, very prominent things that you should be aware of. One of them is sex, you know. You should not commit adultery, you know, that kind of stuff. Because sex is the strongest drive in the human body. And you have to know how to control that. And you have to, you know, that's what, so many problems come because of that. That people get so excited about somebody else and they want to go, you know, they're tempted to do something that they should be doing. And the thing is, when you're deeply in love, when you love someone very much, and if they betray you, that's one of the most painful things you can imagine, you know, because you've been honest, you've been decent, you've been good, you've been loving and stuff like that, and somebody turn them back on you is just you know, just too much, you know. So you have to be very, I guess I'm telling you, you have to be very careful about other people that are interested in you, because you know, you're going to be, you go throughout life